What's up, Jackednnerdy fans? Jeremy here with my non-spoiler review for the Marvels. Before I jump into that review, though, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, give these videos a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate you supporting the channel. So, I'll jump straight into it. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit off. I have been fighting a little bit of a cold the last couple of days. So I'll try and keep this as hygienic as possible. So I managed to catch a early viewing of the Marvels. Obviously, this is the last Marvel film for the year. They haven't really released much this year, which to me shows signs of they're really struggling at the moment. And let's all be honest, the last several Marvel products that they've released, both in the form of the TV shows and also the movies, have been extremely off the mark. They've been, they haven't scored great critically. They haven't scored greatly with audiences. They've lost money. People are just sick of the woke crap and the fact that they're pushing ideologies, and also just the fact that the overall quality has been lacking with Marvel over the last couple of years, or basically ever since Endgame. So, look, I went into this movie with very low expectations. I really wasn't expecting a lot from this film. And I'd have to say, I walked out of it not feeling too let down. Like I said, I had very low expectations, and I think that was a good thing, because by and large, by the time I walked out of the cinema, came home, sat down, had a little bit of a think about it, I wasn't disappointed. I didn't feel let down. Overall, I thought the quality was reasonable. One thing, the casting I feel was really good. Of this movie, I thought, obviously, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, I think's, perfectly fine. Having, obviously, Kamala Khan's character come back from the show Ms. Marvel, I absolutely adore her. I think her character's fantastic, and she definitely was the comical relief throughout this film. And it was well needed. I think if she wasn't in the film, it would be very dull, very boring, very serious. And it would have been, a completely different film, and it would have been very, very crap, to be honest. I think, in the scheme of casting, they did a great job. Story, it was okay. It was alright for a standalone-ish Miss Marvel, film, team-uppy film for the Marvels. It was alright. I think they could have done a lot better. The main villain, I felt, was a little bit wishy-washy at times. You didn't really understand why she was doing what she did for most of the film. And, and that's the thing, I don't know, I just found it to be very wishy-washy. I think her motivations were a bit weak, a bit weighing at times. The way that she conducted, she wasn't a very imposing villain at all, both physically, but also mentally, and she wasn't very threatening at all. I honestly felt that this particular villain, the movie could have been over in 30 minutes, really. I just didn't find her menacing at all in any way. So I think they needed a bit more work there. Obviously, the big issue that has been with a lot of these films, and a lot of the reasons why people are very reluctant to go to Marvel films these days, is because of the ideology and the woke agenda and all of that. And in typical fashion, there's a scene, right in the middle, or middle-ish of this, where they the whole scene that they really could have just removed entirely. It had no relevance on the film at all. And again, it all comes down to that woke crap that we're all sick of. So basically, they just wedged this scene in there for no reason, and made little sense and what have you. So they could have completely pulled that as well. There were a few perks. Like, there were a couple of scenes that I liked. Not to give anything away, but there is an evacuation scene which is really, really quite funny and really cute, and I enjoyed. Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson. It was great seeing him back as Nick Fury on the big screen. It was great seeing him. He did a really good job. So look, I think if you're going into this movie with high expectations, like you would have, in phase 1, 2, 3, or even 4, you will not like this film. If you've got high expectations, you will not like this film. But if you go into this film with tempered expectations, you may just come out thinking that, hey, look, I had a good time, I enjoyed myself, it was okay. I definitely think sorry, Iman Vellani, aka Kamala Khan, she was definitely the highlight, her and her family. If you saw my review of the series that she did, I thought that was the best Marvel series that they've done yet on Disney Plus. Especially with combining her and her family, the actors and actresses that play her family members. They're absolutely fantastic. So they were definitely the highlight of the film for me. Every time they were on screen, I enjoyed myself immensely. I had a great laugh and what have you. So I definitely think, it's not a Brie Larson film. It's not a Miss Marvel film. It's a Ms. Marvel film. Hopefully we'll get something like a standalone one with her one day, maybe. We'll just wait and see. I more than it, but the one thing that I enjoyed more than the movie itself was the post-credit scene. I'm not going to give it away, but you do want to hang around for... Well, actually, I won't call it post-credit. It's a mid-credit scene. There is no post-credit scene with this film. There's only a mid-credit scene. And the mid-credit scene is pretty good. It was the highlight of the whole movie for me. I just hope that it's not a throwaway thing and we don't see any more of it. I really want to see more of that. What's going on there. So hopefully it's not a throwaway. Definitely stick around for the mid-credit scene. That got me more excited than the film itself. So definitely check that out. At the moment, it's got an IMDB score of about 7 out of 10 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 58%. Look, I'd agree with that, to be honest. I'd give it a 50, let's say a 60%. 6 out of 10. It wasn't a complete waste of time. It was reasonably entertaining. Will I watch it again? Maybe, if I'm bored one afternoon. But then again, I've got a laundry list of other movies that I enjoy a lot more, so I'd probably sit down and watch one of those over this any day. I don't actually, to be honest, I went and saw Miss Marvel at the cinemas when it first came out, and I haven't watched it since. I've never gone back to rewatch it. I always thought I would, because I actually thought the first Miss Marvel was a pretty good film, all in all. I just haven't gotten around to rewatching it again, so that just goes to show how high I rank it in the grand scheme of things. So, look, go out there, go and check it out for yourself. I know people are reluctant these days to spend their money to go and see a Marvel film, but hey, go and check it out. You know, have tempered expectations. You might actually enjoy it. Like I said, I mean, I'm still going to go and see these movies because I still do have faith that Disney will course correct, and they'll make changes and they'll start producing good films again. Whether that's sooner or later, you know, things will have to change eventually. Just got to keep the faith and keep our fingers crossed. So those are my thoughts and opinions on the Marvels. Hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Just hit me up. I'd like to know what everyone else thinks. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. We've got heaps more content coming out. And until next time, guys, stay jacked and stay nerdy.